Alright guys, welcome back to Wealth and Travel on a Dime. Now today I want to do a full-on review of Lake Hope State Park. Now this is a state park pretty close to us and we really enjoy it, but I want to kind of get its name out because it's not as known and I think a lot of people would enjoy it. Now it is located in New Plymouth, Ohio. I'm going to just say right off the bat that this is probably one of the best low-key state parks around. A lot of people are not utilizing this state park, so you get away from some of the crowds. It's a really nice environment, especially if you're taking kids or grandkids to go have a fun time. Now, first of all, let's do the most enjoyable part, the part that everybody wants to know about, the attractions, what kind of things you can do. And I'm going to go over just a couple. There's a lot more, but these are the ones that really appeal to me and my family. And the first one is the hiking trails. Now, they've got trails literally all the way around the lake. I mean, literally all around the lake. There is a Lakeshore Trail. There is the Peninsula Trail. I mean, there's just literally trails everywhere that you can go and explore. If you want to be back in the woods, they have those. If you want to be right on the water's edge, they have those. It makes it so you can devise a hike that fits your family. If you've got little grandkids, maybe you want to take a shorter, 1 to 3 mile hike. If you've got a, group of middle-aged men or women that want to go for some miles, get some health going, get the heart rate up, they've got that too. I really think that you can find whatever hike you want. Now, I will say that if you go at certain times of the year, the beauty of it will astound you, because whether it's the water lilies or the wildflowers, or even on lots of trails, you're going to see lots of wildlife. Like the deer, basically, you will just be walking on the trail and they'll be just standing on the trail. All right? They are very used to seeing hikers and they really don't run away much. So hiking there is definitely like top tier of their attractions. I mean, it really is. Next, I'm going to say that their beach is kind of strange because you have to walk down steps to get there. But swimming at their beach is actually pretty nice. Now, it's kind of cornered off. It's not a big area and it's right next to the boat dock. So, the boat rental place is literally next to the beach, so you can kind of do both in one. But swimming there, the water is generally clear. It's usually not overcrowded, but there's plenty of room if there is a ton of people there, because it wraps around this whole little edge all the way down to where they rent boats. It really is a good time to go swimming in there. You've got water at any depth you could want. There is a buoy line to stop you from going any farther, and for me, I can go out there and it's almost to where I cannot touch. So I think it's plenty deep for anyone who could be wanting to get out there, cool off on a hot summer day. It actually is one of the beaches that you don't have to worry about it being so crowded that it's not fun anymore. Now, next let's talk about boating. Now, if you have a boat, you can use any kind of electric motor on this lake, but you cannot use a gas-powered outboard. So you don't have to worry about when you're boating on it having big waves from boats flying by you. As I said, there is the boat rental at the boat dock by the beach. You can go there and rent a boat. When we went, we actually rented the Ducky paddle boat. That way the kids could take the grandkids out. And we just followed along with our kayaks. But it wasn't unreasonable. But I can tell you, pedal boating, like actually pedaling it, is exhausting. So they have some little pontoons there. You may enjoy running around in a little pontoon boat more than actually putting in the work to paddle that. I would say that if you're going to go, do it minimum like 2 hours, because that is a bigger lake than what it looks like, and it takes a while to kind of be able to go explore it, especially if you're trying to pedal. I'm going to tell you now, you're going to be exhausted. You go out there and try and use a pedal boat for 2 hours. But there's never a lot of boat traffic on that lake. Never. So you don't have to worry about congestion out there or trying to worry about people staying out of your way. It's not going to happen. Now, next thing I want to talk about is something that's particular to us, because we have a lot of good lakes to kayak around us, but Lake Hope is actually a lot of fun to kayak because there's so many drop-in points. There's still little boat traffic, and you can just go out there and enjoy. If you get too hot, you can either pop out of the water somewhere, or you actually can go back to the back and you can go down the edge of the lake where the trees overhang, and you'll be shaded if you need to get out of the sun for a while. Now, when we kayak there, it generally is earlier in the morning, because then basically no one's there. So if you have kayaks or you want to go rent kayaks, that's the way to do it. Get out there early in the morning and get on the water on a nice summer day, and you will be glad you did. All right, moving on. Fishing. Now, we didn't do any fishing on this trip, but I have fished there since I was very young, and the fishing is very good there. I won't go much more into that. But there is a lot more to do than just these things. I'm just doing the ones that we enjoy the most. Now, let's talk about accommodations. All right. So, they have camping. Now, when I say camping, I mean they have sites designated out to camp. So you got your RV sites, which will be full hookup. Then you have your electric sites, which will be just a campsite with electric and water. And then you have your non-electric sites, which is just literally a space to camp. Now, I want to throw in a caveat here, because some people might be wanting to do multiple adventures. You can literally go across the street to Zaleski State Forest and backpack, and they have 3 or 4 camps up there. So you can go out and backpack and then come back and go to the campground or to the cabins that we're going to talk about and make an even bigger trip out of this, depending upon what you want to have for your adventure. Now, the backpacking over at Zaleski is free. Camp 1's just like a few miles in. So you could even come use all of these attractions and then just go out there and camp for free. I want to throw that in there. But their camping sites are extremely cheap. They really are. I cannot make you guys understand how cheap they are. Now, they have very clean bathrooms. The bathhouses are very clean and well taken care of. The main one is all the way in the back, and it has rows of showers. You do have some pit toilets spread throughout to use near your campsite, so you don't have to drive all the way back there. I do want to say that they have a camp store. It's very basic, but it is open very limited hours. So make sure you go check and find out what hours they're open, or call them, because they were very limited when we were there. Now, I do want to say, before we get into the cabins, there is no Wi-Fi there. All right? And cell phone service is spotty during the day, but we had service at night. And we are on Visible, which runs on Verizon. So, all the times we've backpacked over in Zaleski, at one point in time we had Mint, which ran on T-Mobile, and it was pretty much the same thing. So understand that out there, you're not going to have a whole lot of internet. Now, let's talk about cabins. They have multiple different cabins to hold different amounts of people. All right? So when you're going to go, the website is very clinky. It's not a good flow. You know how state parks are. Their websites are very, I don't know. Their rental systems are not the most advanced things in the world. So you get a basic idea what they look like inside with the pictures, but not real well. But we've stayed at 2 different ones of them now, and they've all been decent. All right. So our cabin had 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, a living room, a screened-in porch, and a deck. Now, obviously a bathroom as well. Full running water, electric air conditioning. Now, the air conditioner, we ran the stove one night, and that was a bad idea, because it was all that air conditioner could keep it cool in there, because it was literally 93 degrees during the day, the days we stayed there. So we were in the dog days of summer. It still kept us good enough that we were fine. It is $110 a night for that 2-room cabin. The total price was $226. They have a reservation fee of $6. So for 4 adults and 2 children, 6 people, to stay in a 2-bedroom cabin for 2 days, it was $226. You can't even stay at a hotel for that down here, guys. Let alone have the ability to go swimming, boating, do all these other things. Now, The one thing I do want to say is all of their kitchen was fully stocked with what you needed: knives, forks, plates, coffee maker, all the stuff. Microwave, stove, nice refrigerator. The screened in porch was extremely nice, even though we didn't have that many bugs. It had a TV, it had some basic cable, but it was all you needed. The grandkids were happy, we were happy, we all sat down at the table and ate. We ended up buying a bunch of good groceries, but we spent next to nothing, guys. And for 6 people to basically go on a 2-day vacation, it was really 3-day, 2-night, and have this kind of fun, I mean, it's a small price to pay. Now, when you go, it's important to understand the fact that you will get better pricing during the week than you will on the weekend, obviously. But they also have different pricing during off season, like in the winter. So maybe you want a winter getaway. One cabin we had a wood burner in it. This one did not, that we stayed in. But previously we stayed at one by the lodge that had a wood burner in it in the wintertime, in the late fall. And we made s'mores in the fire pit outside, and then we had a fire inside. It was a very nice time. So that is something to think about as a winter getaway, especially if you can do it during the week when it's really cheap. I think overall it's an amazing opportunity to get out and have fun with your family. If you have grandkids, they're going to love it here. You take them out on a boat, and you take them out swimming, and you maybe take them on a little hike earlier in the day and then come back and have lunch, take them swimming in the afternoon. They're going to enjoy themselves. If you want to go out and take them fishing, they're going to enjoy themselves. This is low cost, quality family time. And I'll be honest, it'll keep your kids or grandkids off their phone a little bit, the fact that there's no internet there, and wanting to interact with the family network, which I think we can all agree is a good thing right now. So, with that said, I really think you should check it out. I'll leave the website to Lake Hope down in the description below, pinned to the first comment. And if you haven't already, and I don't know why you wouldn't have, go down, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can see all of our upcoming videos. And if you haven't already, go down and leave us a comment and a like, because it really does help. And I'll see you guys in the next one.